Good afternoon, everyone. That developing news, obviously we're tracking Tropical Storm Bill that is making landfall as we speak right now, Rosie.
As we speak, it is developing in the sense that this is kind of the beginning of the story, Alicia. We are going to be looking at a lot of things changing over the next few hours, which is why we want you to stay here with KXAN News, because a lot is about to change. All right, when we were talking about current landfall, I'm showing you Seadrift, Texas. That's right in the San Antonio Bay area. Matagorda Island, kind of that outflow that you're looking at. Tropical Storm Bill, as you can see, trying to go right over it at this minute. We look for that calm circle right in the middle, and that is what looks like is currently making landfall. Starting to hear a lot from Corpus Christi, from the Houston offices. They're saying that they're already seeing strong wind gusts. Something that we're going to be concentrating on today with Tropical Storm Bill is the change of its track now that it's starting to make landfall. We've already seen a couple of updates, and I'll be honest with you, it looks like we might be in for a little bit more rain than originally predicted for central Texas. So you can see a wide swath of rain that's going to be on the eastern side of this storm. That is part of the tropical system. The eastern side is always going to see more rain. With this change in track, that's coming up in my full forecast. I'll show you why it might mean more rain for us. Now, our flash flood watch has been extended. Originally, it was Thursday morning. Right now, looking like Thursday afternoon. We've bumped up the bottom number. We were at 2 to 6 inches of rainfall. Latest update is that everybody, at least in this flash flood watch, is going to have the potential to see 3. Isolated 8 to 12 inch totals are possible, mainly for eastern areas. And we have one county. You don't see this very often, but a tropical storm warning in effect for Fayette County. So a lot going on today. And you know what? Fayette County and a couple other counties that I'm going to be mentioning to you shortly also have the potential for some severe weather today. So certainly a very active day, and we're going to be here with you through it all. Just wanted to give you one live look. That's our LaGrange St. Mark's Medical Center cam. You can see the raindrops on the camera at this time. This is one of the places that we're really watching today. These folks right now are under a tropical storm warning. A lot more updates coming your way from me and from the First Warning Weather Center. That's all in just a few. Alicia?
All right, Rosie, you know, as she mentioned, Tropical Storm Bill making landfall. Some of the rain still out over the Gulf, making its way onshore right now. Mark Monstrola has been in Port Lavaca all day, and he brings us the latest there.
Well, this is by far the strongest Tropical Storm Bill has been all afternoon long. Look at the surf at the Lavaca Bay here behind me. High tide is scheduled for 1:30 this afternoon. You get 60-mile-per-hour winds pushing in on that tide that's already coming inland, and the storm surge has been incredible. The beach over here to my left, we were live there this morning, now under a couple of feet of water by far as the surge is really pushing all that water inland. To my right, we were on the rocks here this morning live, now underneath a ton of water. We were out there about 20 feet on top of that too. But it's not just the storm surge and the winds that are causing a big problem. It is certainly going to be the torrential rainfall. As much as 6 to 10, even more inches of rain expected across central and southeastern Texas. The already saturated ground will equal big-time flash flooding concerns. Now, you may be thinking, well, this is only a tropical storm. Well, get this, believe it or not, 3 of the top 5 wettest tropical cyclones for the mainland of the United States have come inland in Texas and have all been lower than a hurricane status. 80 million people will be affected from flash flood advisories, watches, and warnings over the next 24 to 48 hours. From Port Lavaca, Mark Monstrola, back to you.
Pretty impressive stuff to see. Actually, Rosie just updated me. Port Lavaca is actually 2.6 feet above the normal level at the last check, just to give you some perspective. As we take a look now in Galveston, right now you can see rain going on out there, cars driving on the wet roadways, and we do obviously urge everyone to be safe if you're going to be out in these conditions as Tropical Storm Bill makes its way through the area. And you know, as the storm moves farther inland, officials in Houston are actually warning drivers to stay off the road in that area. Now, yesterday, people stormed local stores. You can see here, stocking up on water and batteries in case utilities go out. They worry that the storm could cause flooding worse than they saw back on Memorial Day weekend. Harris County's emergency management director says while the storm still packs a punch, it's different than other tropical storms.
The main message is just be careful. This is a rain event. There's no storm surge with it. It's not a hurricane. We don't have those kind of winds. But people need to be aware that places that have flooded before are very likely to flood again. So stay away from high water. If you don't have to go out today, don't.
Ahead of the storm, officials asked people to leave the Bolivar Peninsula along the Gulf Coast near Galveston voluntarily.